Okay, so, Rear Window, Alfred Hitchcock, 1954. You've never seen it? Great, let me ruin it for you. You're welcome. Here's the setup. Meet Jeff. Jeff is a photographer, and not to take pictures of weddings kind. No, Jeff photographs race cars and war zones, because apparently a normal job was too boring for him. Well, guess what? One of those race cars decided to say hello. Up close. Now Jeff has a broken leg, a giant cast, and exactly 0 things to do. So what does a professional adrenaline junkie do when he's stuck in a wheelchair in a tiny New York apartment during a heat wave? Read a book? Learn a language? Reflect on his life choices? No, obviously not. He stares out the window at his neighbors all day, every day, with binoculars, and later with a giant telephoto lens, because binoculars weren't creepy enough. And honestly, his neighbors are better than television. There's a dancer he calls Miss Torso. Very classy nickname, Jeff. There's Miss Lonely Hearts, a woman who sets the dinner table for imaginary dates, which is somehow the saddest thing ever filmed. There's a songwriter who can't finish a song, a couple who sleeps on the fire escape, and a newlywed couple who, let's just say, they keep the blinds closed a lot. And then there's Mr. Thorwald, a jewelry salesman with a sick wife who nags him from her bed all day. Keep an A on that guy. Foreshadowing. That's a fancy film word. I know things. Now, Jeff also has a girlfriend, Lisa, and here's the thing about Lisa. She is played by Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly! This woman is so beautiful, so elegant, so perfect, that she literally later became an actual princess. Ariel life. And Jeff, broken leg binoculars Jeff, doesn't want to marry her. Is real. She's too perfect for his rough, adventurous lifestyle. Ness, too perfect. That's the problem. Jeff, buddy, blink twice if you need help. Anyway, one hot night, Jeff hears a scream and a glass breaking somewhere. Then he notices something weird. Thorwald keeps leaving his apartment in the middle of the night, in the rain, with a suitcase, multiple times, which is, totally normal behavior. Everyone takes their suitcase for a walk at 3 a.m. in a storm, 3 times. And the next morning, the nagging wife is gone, vanished. The bed is empty, and Thorwald is casually washing a big knife and a saw, as one does. Maybe he was making a salad, a very structural salad. So Jeff does the math. Scream plus missing wife plus midnight suitcase cardio plus knife equals murder. Solid detective work from a man who has watched way too much of other people's lives. He tells his detective friend Doyle, who basically says, Jeff, you're bored and creepy, and there's no case here. He tells his nurse Stella, who is immediately on board, because she's fantastic. And he tells Lisa, who at first thinks he's lost his mind, until she starts watching too, and then she's hooked. Nothing brings a couple together like suspecting the neighbor of murder. Forget couples therapy. And here's where Lisa goes from perfect princess to absolute legend. While Jeff sits safely in his chair with his camera hero, Lisa climbs through Thorwald's window to look for evidence. In a designer dress, and she finds the wife's wedding ring, which the wife would definitely have taken with her on a trip. Sure. But then, Thorwald comes home, while Lisa is still inside, and Jeff can only watch from across the courtyard, completely helpless. Which, if you think about it, is Hitchcock's whole point. Jeff has been watching people like they're a TV show this entire time, and now the show is watching back. Suddenly, it's not so fun anymore, is it, Jeff? The police arrive just in time, and arrest Lisa for breaking in, but she flashes the ring at Jeff behind her back. There ain't us, except Thorwald sees it too, and then Thorwald looks up across the courtyard directly into Jeff's lens. Chills, actual chills. What follows is Thorwald showing up at Jeff's door, and Jeff defending himself with the only weapon he has, his camera flash. He literally blinds a murderer with photography. It's ridiculous. It's brilliant. It works. Sort of. Jeff still gets thrown out of his own window and breaks his other leg. So, the ending. Thorwald confesses. The wife is, let's say, distributed around the East River. Jeff now has 2 casts instead of 1, because life has a sense of humor. And Lisa, she sits next to him, reading an adventure travel book to prove she can be rough and rugged. And the second he falls asleep, she swaps it for a fashion magazine. Perfect ending. Perfect movie. Now go watch it for real. The summary is fun, but the suspense, that you have to feel yourself.